So I'm just going to show you an organic way to redirect your information at different people so that you're not annoying people online, and so that you're giving the relevant information to the relevant viewers as well, which is super important, right? So just start with like a Facebook platform, okay? And this is your personal page. So just go PP for personal page, right? So the first thing that you want to know about this is if you try to spam on here, you're going to annoy a lot of people. So, but strangers might add you on here, but ideally you want to be taking them and placing them somewhere else. All right, so the old way of doing this was you would create a business page, okay? But the downside of that is all of your soft sales, your hard sales, your valuable information, all of it gets put on the page. And the people that aren't ready for the hard sales start to repel, okay? So what I would do on your business page is you can still keep that. So for a landing page for people to find you when they don't know you by your personal information, they can still search you on Facebook, which is great and super helpful. But what you want to do is you just want to have value on here. In the form of like distinctions, you know, laws, rules, things that you've learned along the way. Nothing really to do with sales. Like just, you know, before I got into the stock market, this is what I learned. During getting into the stock market, this is what I learned. After the stock market, this is what I learned. And then people can learn things from you without contacting you and build rapport and trust without calling you 7 times a day, okay? So, and this is also statistical information in this particular case with you, right? Some people won't have statistical information and that's okay, but when we're talking about the stock market, you put any graphs or anything, or any predictions, things like that on there, statistics, okay? So, from there, you're really just monitoring who's organically interacting with these two on their own. Because you really want to have that cat mentality. You want them to come to you. Yeah. You don't want the dog mentality of obey, 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 do, because people are repelling to that. That worked in 1995 for Daniel's Direct. Doesn't work anymore, right? So basically just, if someone, or like you wake up one day and someone's just like liking all of your stuff, right? And you're like, whoa, this person's pretty engaged now. Or they have some kind of behavior that you know that you know, they knew you, they trusted you, they end up on your page just out of general interest. And now all of a sudden it's not a general interest anymore. They're going to start asking you questions, or they're ringing you, or they're engaging in some way. 9 times out of 10, people aren't ready to buy yet. Yeah. They're just, you know, getting to know you, all of that stuff. And this is where the next step comes in. And this is what we call groups, okay? Private groups, nobody else can see them unless they've been added or accepted in some way. You can decide how you want your rules to work. If your existing group members can add other people in or not, that's up to you and your product. But basically you want to start out with 3 different groups, okay? And so what we want to do is, this is a general, like, kind of, you could probably call it like a frequently asked questions page, kind of thing, like the general information, the general value kind of page, right? But this is what we would call your lukewarms, okay? And these are the ones that we lose track of quite quickly because they're not ready now, so they fall off our radar a little bit, and we forget that they even exist in the world of follow-up. And then you've got your moderates, and then you've got your sales, okay? Now, in Elite NLP Training Academy, I've got Candy Ashley, I've got Elite NLP Training Academy as a business page, and then I've got Transform Me. They're people that have inquired about one of my programs but have never fallen into a sale yet. And then after that, I have Prac. Okay, so there's a Elite NLP Practitioner page, and then I have Masters, for example. So when they're in Transform Me, all of my advertising on any of my products are going to get them into Prac. When they're in Prac, all of my advertising is going to get them into Masters. So it's up to you, like if you want to do one-on-ones or packages, or you have 3 different packages, or like whatever. But basically, it puts, you know, thousands of people into 3 different categories, okay? So what I mean by that is, your lukewarms aren't ready to hear about Masters. So why would I put anything about Masters in there, for example? Your lukewarms are in the world of, I need to see testimonials, I need to see evidence that this thing's going to work so I can build even further trust with you. The lukewarms are in the world of, show me the distinctions that you have so that I can compare them to other people in the market and make sure you're a suitable match for me. So these guys are still kind of fishing, but you're warming them up to convert them into the next one. And then so these are, in my case, these are pracs. Okay, and so these people who have already done prac, so I could be selling them a hypnosis program, I could be selling them master practitioners, I could be selling them anything. But once they have become a practitioner, I take them out of that group and I place them into this group, which is the masters. Okay, and then in masters, it's ongoing resources, support, things like that, because I want to nurture these people so they keep referring people to me. I want to keep in the front of their mind. Not only that, later, when these two are a little bit more established, three are a little bit more established, the advanced mastery stuff's going to come in for the next few years. And then, 2 years after that, there'll be like I'll be a master trainer, so I'll also have a trainer's one as well for the things to be dropped on. So in the world of the different products that you're thinking about having, what kind of things do you think that you would have in here? Like general inquiries, people that are really pulling the information towards them?
Yeah, so ideally we either investing,
yeah,
which would be like those people who've kind of shown interest, but maybe they don't have enough money yet.
Yeah.
The second one would be like people, like I'm looking at a 6-week program about money mindset.
Yep.
So that's obviously, and then once they get that right, then the last one would be fully investing in the full capital.
Full capital.
Yeah, but if you go, I'm thinking if you go full capital, then you get my 6-week program included in your full capital.
Yeah, that's what we would call a bundle. Yeah. And that's a great idea because it's a lot less legwork for you and they get all the value at once. So for example, I have lukewarms and I'm advertising a Master Prac bundle where they save $1,000 on tuition. And inside of that, they get put into both. Yeah. Because not only they're practitioners, like let's say somebody comes along and buys term 3 from me, all their classmates are in here. Yeah. The problem that I had in the past was I was going from here to here to Messenger. And then I was just like in the Messenger strand, I would add, between 11 and 2 students, and that's how their classmates would interact with each other. But very quickly I found that as they were scrolling up, they were losing the information and they were coming back and asking me for the information again and again and again, which is me double handling all the time. So the beautiful thing about dropping it in here is when one of my students goes, hey Candy, I don't have a schedule, I can go, great, it's in the group with the rest of your classmates, and then that's less legwork for me to do. And it's a set, so when they buy a bundle, I'll put them in both because the information that they need to know at prac level is in here and the information they need to know in master's level is in here, and that cuts out the legwork for me. Once they've completed the prac level, I do pull them out and just place them into masters. Otherwise they're going to get all of the advertising for practitioner program, and what that accidentally does is desensitizes them to my brand because they're in the world, I've already done prac, and then they train themselves to not pay attention to anything that comes on that page, and then when something comes up on the master's page, they've already desensitized to my stuff. So you do need to pull them out once they have completed that first set of stuff. Any questions?
No.
And then ideally, later on, at the moment, so this is my first thing, but I'm also going to have a group for Candyland Live, because people keep asking me the same questions about what to bring, what to wear, what to do, all of that, and then I can, say for example, stuff, you come on to Candyland Live, and a week later someone else comes on to Candyland Live, and you're like, hey Candy, that person was really cool, where do I find them? I'm like, it's in the Candyland Live group of the people that have been on the show. And then the beautiful thing about that is I'm creating a community here where the different people that have been on the show, if they've got any brilliant ideas or anyone that they would like to come along, they can tell us about it here. And then the other one that I'm going to have is the intern group, or the R&A and the intern group, because they're going to ask me the same questions on repeat as well. So once these 3 are established, then you can start to Because it seems like the one piece of feedback I get on this process is it's a lot of groups, it's a lot of work. Okay, I got that. And really, you're only having a conversation to 3 different types of people instead of 300 people. Really, you're only having, like, you're categorizing your people. So for me to have, you know, lukewarms, prac, master prac, advanced mastery and trainers, what's that, 5, 6, 7 groups to manage seems like a lot, but it's 7 types of people as opposed to 700 individual people that I individually need to manage and promote. So I can just blast the same information to each one, and pretty quickly people get in the habit of going, before I ask Candy, I'm going to check out the group to see if the information is there, instead of, you know, hiring a staff member to handle the people that didn't get it the first
It's also
time.
if you put something in like one of these things what someone else asking about, or spark someone else like, oh yeah, I forgot about that, or I need to do that, or something as well.
Yeah, like for example, in the Being on the Show, the first thing is they have to bring along prompting questions. They are to wear their brand, and they are to be in the vibe of the people they're trying to attract. Because like if you come on and you're like, yeah, it's cool, and then you attract a whole heap of people that are like, yeah, it's cool, and you want action takers, like the vibe that you've got to wear, the vibe that you're trying to attract, right? So, and I've said that in the last 3 times, maybe 3 days, maybe like 30 times, because 3 times on each phone call, people are like, what do I need to do again? So like I'm at the point now where I'm creating a group. Because I'm like, yeah, all the information's on the group. You know, every time they ask me for it, like I'll just wean them onto basically having this be like an assistant. And then the same with the RNAs as well. Like people that have said they want to do RNAs, instead of me following them up 6, 7 times in a day or whatever, like I can just put on there, like, guys, you've got 14 days. If I don't have your RNA, I'm sorry, you missed out. I've got to put my energy, my reviewing and assisting, I've got to put my energy into new practitioners. I'm not going to be following you up, you're in or you're out, like kind of, you know, in a nice way, but like people at the level of an internship, people understand that they're not my priority, the students are, and the one-on-ones are, and it's a benefit to them that I let them back in the space, in the world of expanding their knowledge and understanding. Because every other company out there will charge you a review price. So I'm not charging you nothing, you're showing up or you fuck off basically with love, right? Like you're either aligned or you're not. I'm not pulling you towards the RNA. If you're asking for an internship and you're looking to excel yourself, then you need to show up, is the kind of vibe in there. Like a major accountability kind of vibe. This one will be more light and fun and ideas. This one's more like, you know, I often show a lot of success that other NLP practitioners, NLP masters and trainers have had, or master trainers in here, like Luke Hawkins, you know, Tony Robbins, all of that, because at this point, they don't want to hear what Candy knows about it. They want to hear what Candy's found out about it, if that makes sense. But by here, they want to know what I know, okay? So, any questions on this?
No.
Yeah, go ahead.
Chocolate.
Chocolate. The chocolate goes in here, in Messenger. All right, cool. Just want to make that